Go. Yeah.
Listen,
Yes, sir.
all
All
this
right.
takes a lot of getting used to. And you do get used to it
Should
after
be
a while.
working. Annoyingly, we got
There's
voice
3 things I'll always miss, though.
talking over me. Slightly frustrating.
1, not having to watch my step all the time. 2, forget about 2.
The Twitch works.
And 3, I miss the song.
It
Yolanda knew how to
isn't
carry
what I
a
want it to
tune.
do.
Sure, we've got some songs on the old gramophone.
No.
But try and
It's
imagine
fine.
what they sounded like.
Please.
Playing to a room full of fine people. Unwinding at the
See
soul
how
regret after a hard day's work.
You know my
Those
luck.
were
Not
the
long at all.
days.
Things work. That's better. Okay, so I don't really have a thick plan for today. I don't know why I said thick. I don't really have a massive plan for today. I was thinking about working on. So if we decide to, we can go and work on the other game instead. I've been putting together the code for how to handle battles and stuff. But I know a lot of people were eager to work more on this game. So we've got the map there, we've got the code working. There was some discussion. This is what we were working on last time. And we've got a lot of these little things going. I think these guys, I think I set up there. Almost the code for me. Yes, we got a load of that. Besser's still unknown. We want to work out what Besser Boy's doing. And that will lead. Yeah, so we'll have an exit here. Lead out to some kind of field. Try this up for the moment. But it'll probably end up going that way to. It won't actually be. And then this is pretty good. I think I set up. This is an empty room. We need to put some ideas in here, whether it be trainers or someone else. And here we got these guys. I haven't got the upstairs working yet. We have got the 2 Onyxes. The Fakius. Hey, Ship, thanks for the alert, bud. Hope you're doing alright. You're having a good day. Nice. Always appreciate you popping in. We do this. The only thing we need to fix. Oh, thank you for the likes, bud. I hope you're having a good day. So we got a couple of decisions. We can do this Green Lodge. We can add some more trainers in. This area I think is pretty much done. Yeah, Toad's cool and stuff. That's thick. That's rapidly coming together. I finished. Apart from here, which needs working, but we do have this guy, which gives us no longer need cut once you get to here, which is good. These, I need encounters for this place, and I think I need encounters for here. Yeah, we can possibly look at doing that dungeon. Looking good, getting some massive progress done. We got the Regieleki to sort out later. That's. Don't do that yet. We can actually look at heading up. Heading towards the next goal post. I do want to sort out Wind Straight. So the Wind Straight hard mode doesn't exist yet. If anyone has any ideas for hard mode Wind Straight, we can pop that in. Otherwise, this pretty standard. I might do is give this lady a hard mode. I don't remember the story. So you come through, can't head up yet, head into here. This is somewhere we should expand, add more options to the player. Might be a good way to. Here. Haven't worked on yet. Okay, so we take the player comes up to here. Come out the top, and they got this double battle. Is it hard to fix so you can turn on and off Pokénav? Shouldn't be too hard. Look at this code. I've not looked at it. I have tried Pokemon Essentials. I personally don't use it because at the end of Pokemon Essentials you end up with a runnable like exe file, which I prefer ROM hacking because you actually end up with a ROM in it. I have working with someone on a Essentials game, but then at the same time, if I'm gonna make a game in like RPG Maker, I'd rather just make a unique game, which where I can like actually sell them with custom Pokemon. I have been working on. I haven't got the code open actually. I do have the code open. If I show you this, I have actually been working on making my own game, which is kind of like Essentials but from scratch. Do new window capture. Hopefully this works. Has it worked? It's not worked. Okay, it's not worked, but that was meant to be my Godot. But I've been working on making a game from scratch. So we're looking at Pokénav, aren't we? We search Pokénav. Side here, you can't see on TikTok. It should be somewhere. In fact, if we go into our flag, search Pokénav. Pokénav get. Do you feel it's easier to use in broken some? I don't know. I think this is easier to use in RPG Maker. Purely because RPG Maker, you've got the issue of levels and stuff, which can be a bit confusing. Whereas this just sort of has one level. RPG Maker is a lot more lenient. They've both got their strengths. It's a lot more lenient Essentials because you can add Pokemon so easily. You can change images so easily. You can add items very, very easily. You don't have to worry about memory, but in this you have to worry about memory limits and stuff. In terms of scripting, I haven't done any scripting yet in Pokemon Essentials. I don't think it's too hard. I definitely think Essentials has more power to you. And you just pick up and it handles a lot of the heavy work which you need to know for this. The easiest one is probably just doing binary hacking. Download something like I think it's like PokeHex. Not PokeHex. There's a certain program you can use and that does it very easily. So there we go. So you get the Pokénav. Flag received, debug, start menu. No, so it's not that. So we've got flag received Pokénav. Go to unset. Try new location. There, Pokénav. So in here, Lalish, I think. Oh, my pod disappeared. This is the callbacks. Yeah, so it doesn't look easy to just turn off Pokénav. It's not like we can just say no, because otherwise that'll break a lot of things. You'll end up in a. You'll probably end up crashing out. Maybe as a post-game thing, I'll look at turning it off. But I do want to update it entirely, make it a lot more accessible. Milk, have you tried Poké Essentials then? I've been looking at. I was looking at getting Monmai, which is a similar to Poké Essentials game maker. That allows you to very easily create a game, and it comes with all the out-the-box stuff. Let me see if I can get Godot working. Annoyed why it's not picking up. I really don't want to do display capture. Help it. Yeah, just that done. Stupid program OBS. Go to studio mode so an accent. I have not used this software for programs. Yes, this is it. So when I first started, obviously I used to do binary hacking back in the day. I like this because obviously I come from a coding background. So it was very easy for me to set up and so on. I think the core thing for me is getting a ROM at the end of the day where you can plug in and play anywhere instead of an EX file. When I've played Pokemon Essential games, they just seem bulky. They definitely seem off. They seem a lot bulkier, slower. Don't quite have the same feel as you know when you're playing a ROM hack. They just have that more traditional feel to them. A lot of time when it's doing Essentials, I'd rather just like play something a bit more standalone. Maybe I've got a play capture, haven't I? Straight in. Yeah, so this, instead of using Essentials, I've been doing this, which is a apart from the assets, which should have placeholder. So this is a game I've been making in this engine called Godot, Godot 4. And this is going to be a completely unique game. So get playtesting right now. Does it show up on TikTok? It does show up on TikTok. Ignore all the squares. I was debugging encounters, but you got your character moving. This is the Bidoof one. Would you say it's easier to use this or Essentials Final? Because this is what Milk and I are just talking about. They both got their strengths, and if you're struggling with Essentials, you may struggle with well, not this. What I'm looking at, this is much harder than Essentials. This one won't be in Game Boy Card. The other one will be. But this is actually a unique game. So if we go into the grass, you can see it's very buggy. It's still testing. This is going to be a fully custom game. So we've got like custom creatures, be new moves and types and everything. So I'm currently working on the currently working on the scripts to make battles work. I think if we go into here, not the menu. Yeah, there's a lot. This is what I'm working on, which is like a full game. In terms of the other one, turn that off. Turn that one off. If you're looking for something easy, this will be on Game Boy Advance card. This I think it's easy to use Essentials. Because there's very limited to it in terms of making the actual maps. Oh, Milk, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate that. Well, I think if you have it in Essentials, I haven't played much with it, but you have your layers. You have like your base layer, which will be your grass. On top of that, you have your next layer, and then you sort of build up, which is quite awesome. This, you just have one base layer. You just have one layer, and then you just set up collision that way and the levels of them. And you can do this as well in Essentials. The main difference, which is really where you're going to spend bulk of your time, is editing the coding and the scripting. You struggle with scripting. So if we go into the scripting here, so I use what's called Pori scripts as well. Well, this is C++. So the actual engine behind the game is running C++. You don't really need to know C++ to make the game. You need to have some idea of it, or you need to know a few bits when you're making trainers. Like making trainers, adding new Pokemon, adding new items is very easy in Essentials. If I wanted to add a new Pokemon, I have to. Let's say I did add a new Pokemon. So if I search species _ Crystal Onyx, for example, if I can spell it correctly. Was it Onyx Crystal? So I created a Crystal Onyx form. I have to define it here. I have to add all its details here and here, and then in this one you've got to like define its footprints, its animations. Go to what actually works. All these places. I think in Essentials it handles it all for you, makes it so much nicer. But the actual then like game script itself. If we close all of these and open up the map I've got open, where's a custom map? Better to look at. Go to this area. Here we go. So we go down here. We go into this house. We open up the scripts. I find these scripts really easy to use. They're very simple, not very human readable, which I quite like. At the end of the day, it depends what you want to come out with. I wish I could hang around, but can't. I'll be sure to drop another time. Thank you. If you want to watch the whole video, we are on YouTube and Twitch. You can catch it up later. I do try and stream once a week. This Game Maker, no, this is Visual Studio Code, and this is app called Game Maker. Not Game Maker. It's not Game Maker. It's 4E Maps. So this actually makes ROMs. So the difference between Game Maker is you'll end up with an exe. Let me just Game Maker or Game Maker Studio, whatever. You'll end up with a runnable game. You can only play on computers. This is an actual ROM. You can play it anywhere, which I think is quite cool. I've seen 100 different mods. JT system, thanks for the likes. 100 different mods for different Pokemon games, from Emerald to recent Pokemon. Yeah, it's so cool. The tools, the tools out for them right now is awesome. DDSP is going to be the next big one for mods and hacking, because it's written in Unity. It will be broken apart. There's some very clever guys which are working in what's decompilation. And decompilation is where you literally take the code, decompile it into its forms. It makes it we can go into, let's say, let's go into one of the abilities I made. So I made an ability called Bone Zone. And we can see in here, so you can see like where all the abilities have been broken up. You go into the battle utility and you can see how, I know it looks quite confusing, but this is just how abilities work. So we reverse engineered everything. You can see everything broken down, which is why Emerald hacking is going insane right now, because it's so easy to add things in, and like you can just come in here, add what you like. You are limited to the size of the ROM, which is a pain, which is 32 megabyte, but you don't have to play around with awkward things anymore. So I think it's so cool. So when we're making it, when I add new Pokemon, add new items, add new abilities, it's not too difficult. Well, I don't think it's too difficult. It's reasonably accessible. No, this is C++. I believe it's C++. If you know Java, I come from Java. I'm a Java developer by trade. And yeah, it's another OOP language. So if you can do one, you can do the other. You don't need to do it fully. And I do Pori scripts for the actual scripting, which makes it nice and easy. Right, Brad, thanks for the follow. Could be crazy, but they made a Super Nintendo graphic mod for Skyrim. I think that'd be interesting. That would be really hard, because Super Nintendo is very much top down, so you probably have to do it. I do have repositories. I do have this on my GitHub. It is a private repository, but it is on my GitHub. And if you ever see me post, well, actually, if I'm posting, it's either there and here. Exotic Reaper, thank you for the live. You want Palkia as a starter? I probably won't have Palkia as a starter, because that will be horrible. It takes forever to level up and get moves. Being older in Java, it wouldn't have been originally written in Java. Java is quite horrible for writing games. It would have been written in something else. What this game has been done, it's actually rewritten in this isn't how the game was written. It's just been decompiled from the ROM by some very clever people into modern style of languages. When will this be done, mate? I don't know. This is the second ROM hack I'm working. I haven't finished the first one. I'm releasing this in stages. So what we're currently working on is that every release will go up to the gym. So we've done Gym 3, and we're now expanding the areas between Gym 3 and Gym 4. So we just started throwing random bits in. We're not really very organised in it. So we've been working on adding some areas down here. Like you can see the sheer size of the map. We had this little ranch area. We've got some new water areas to work on. There's a new town here I need to finish, and some new ruins which eventually explore with like Sigilith and so on. You can see Regieleki, so we're going to add the other Reggies. But we're working up north, which we haven't done too much work with yet. And those other languages just know how to do REST API requests and identity endpoints. So obviously this isn't the HTTP built program, but it's very easy to pick your head out, and try. If you want to do it, just look up Emerald decomp, follow the guide on how to install it, and just play around with making some things. It's so easy. What gens 1 to 9? I have every Pokemon, literally every Pokemon plus a few custom ones I've made. If we go to species, let's just search Onyx. If we go into our species list, you can see we have all the Pokemon up to and including yeah, so going to the 1000 Galarian forms, Mega forms. Yeah, so that's Gen 8 with Calyrex. You've got Mega forms, Galarian forms, all the unknowns, all the forms, Alchemy forms. Yep, and then we've got Gen 9 has been added down here. Taurus, the Teal Mask DLC, the Indigo Disc DLC. Well, that's the Gigantamax forms, which I'm going to do something with. And then, of course, are a couple of special forms, including the Crystal Pokemon. Onyx, thank you for the follow, bud. Which had a pen, took me long enough to learn API attributes and choppers. But this is it. It's it depends on what you want to do and learn. This is why I this is personally why I do this is why I stream it for the main thing, because it allows me to easily it gives me a bit of motivation, and making those videos so that I know if I got people wanting to see it and engaging with it, I'm more likely to keep working on it. My other ones. Sean, thank you for the follow. What programming language is written in? So this part, which is the event scripting, this handles the what the player is looking at and what's happening on screen. This is done in a language called VoiceScript, which is created for this. Let me just put my camera in a second. And behind it, that turns it into this. This makes it look like this. The rest of it is C++. So basically just got like a arrays full of objects. Ability bone zone. So for example, when I made a new ability, thank you for the follow, James. Yeah, so here for example is me where I wrote my own ability. If record abilities, get ability. So this says like get the ability from the attacker if it equals to the name bone zone. Okay, if the attacker has the modifier of this basically means if this is a ground Pokemon attacking a. Have I deleted something here? No. This is if a ground person has attacked a. If it's a ground move that would have failed, it now succeeds. Do you think programming industry is oversaturated? What do you mean? The jobs are oversaturated, or the position, or so the people applying for them is oversaturated? Camera. I'm using a new camera setup so that you guys can see me on both TikTok and YouTube. Let me just turn my light on. That didn't help at all. I need to get my ring light fixed. My ring light is horrendous. 4 jobs. I don't like very competitive. I don't think so. I obviously didn't study coding. I didn't go into coding till after university. I'm trying to fix my lighting slightly. I trained up in to do physics, and then decided I don't want to do physics for a living. Joined a company, and they trained me up. My earphones are broken, and managed to get a job all right. And I'm now a lead developer for a large company as a consultant. So I think you just, as long as you know the bits and actually looking at it, there's so many jobs out there. I would just not worry too much about what you want to learn is what the industry wants, like TDD, OOP, and all of those good practices. What do you mean, Brent, by low code? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Actually, so while we're here, let's work out something with your guys' ideas, which I think should be quite fun. And that's the trainer parties. So we have on screen the win straights, and I have coded an option. Hey, I'm glad you did do it. It's ROM hacking is so fun. I really enjoyed it. Look it up. It's drag and drop systems. Look up what do you like? Code. Drag and drop systems code instead of writing everything. That sounds horrible. I like using. I like going into the code because you have more control. Dodori, thank you for the likes. That's IBM. I should know it. Let's look at this. Dodori, thank you for the follow. Dodori, and thank you for the rose as well. Low code. That's IBM. Visual. Yeah. So I don't like visual design coding. I was playing around with Unreal Engine, and they have that style of coding. My issue with it is you lose control. By writing the code myself, I have full control on what's going on. I'm a coder, like professional coder. I do it day in, day out at work. So being able to look exactly what's going on, I personally find so much easier. Do you need to create rares for every move possible for each battle? So I don't, because it's already created. Anthony, thanks for the likes, bud. Some very smart people have already decompiled the game. So when we look at the code, we go into the moves, you can see they're already all defined. If we look up crunch, the animations have already been put together. E-reader we don't care for, and they've created a set of attributes. So set up a set of attributes. So move data, so it has an effect, and then power, accuracy, PP type, that just gives a bit of information for the engine to know what's going on. When you code things, you want to make sure it's reusable. So where I've been creating my own game, I've been creating my own Pokemon style game. What I've been trying to identify is what is shared attributes, stuff like the type of the move, the accuracy of this move. These are things that are going to be put through to then slide around. The main other things are like the effects. So you'll find actually there's only a few effects that are used. Searching it. So I did create a custom. Did I create a custom move? I haven't created a custom move yet. So if we go to Electrolyzer, for example. But yeah, if you do want to do certain things, you need to might have to code them by hand. But this is all pre-done. It's only when you want to make additions. So where did I do it? Then what? Item. Yeah, so I created a custom hold effect. So for example, this is where you might do those extra things. So this is basically saying if you're holding Electrolyzer and you're in Electabuzz, you go first. Something simple like that. So you can label the attribute like test and then call that attribute. In a way, yeah. The attribute is labeled and built out elsewhere. Yeah, in a way. So we can see if we go to the items, we go to Electrolyzer. Yeah, I've added hold effects or something. So effects we use. I just say have a hold effect. Everything else like descriptions and stuff is shared, which means I don't have to do if state like if it's Electrolyzer, if it's this. I just say, Electrolyzer has this value. You can go into that object, and that object has all the information I need for it. It owns the details. And I created this Electrolyzer thing, and that's basically saying, get the hold effect item. Does it have effect? If it's this, then yeah. Nice and easy, simple, without having to fight with 1,000 different ifs and else's and whatnot, which is painful and horrible to watch. That's pretty much what happens every time I go live to try and develop code. It doesn't. Yeah. This is what they look for when you're becoming. If you want to become a professional coder, this is really what you need to understand. It's knowing about clean code. It's one thing to write quick, dirty code that does things. What you want to do is create code which is easy to look after and handle. Going back to electrolyzer, you said if they hold that, they go first. Not if anyone holds it. So I've given a comment here, but basic. So we can go through it. So it goes this if statement. So try changing turn order effects. This is basically saying, is there a reason the orders are going to change? So normally order is defined on compared to two speed stats, highest one goes first. There's items like quick claw. There's stuff like I can't remember it, sucker punch and so on, which change the order in that priority moves. So what this is doing, so saying, oh, do we have to check any of those? But what I'm saying is, if the battler doesn't have quick draw, which is a I can't remember what that's used for. I think it's used up here. So if they haven't used quick draw, and if they haven't used the custard berry, because obviously custard berry makes you go first. So if those two things aren't doing, then we check this, and that's get the hold effect of the battler. So battler 1 is whoever's being compared to right now. So the person, battler 1 is whoever's move we're checking. So check have they got an electrolyzer on? Okay, if they do, are they an Electabuzz? Okay, good. And is it a punching move? Because if you go into the moves, let's go into punch. Battle moves. So if you go into a move and we'll look up Shadow Punch, because that's in my brain, you'll see it's got it just says it's punching move, true or false. And this means that, like, okay, I want to affect punching moves. If it's got if it's a punching move, then it goes first. So it's got to be Electabuzz holding it and going first. I want to make all those items like Electivizer, Magmarizer, Iron, whatever. I want all of those to work with it. But where is it defined if they don't have it, they don't go first? You don't need to say if they have it or don't have it. You're just sending a true or false. It's if they have it, then they go first. You don't need to say if they don't go first, because if they don't have it, then follow the normal process. Item, elect. Never spell that item. If we search it, if we go into it, oh, it's not the item I need, it's the hold effect. There it is. So if we look where this is called, this is the code for when a battle happens, and you're just sort of checking the battler, and it's just returning back a well, it returns back void. Actually, it doesn't return anything back. But what I'm basically saying is use the custard berry. This is basically checked at the end. So you set this value to true, and when it's gone through everything, it says, is there a custard berry? And does someone need to go first? In which case, yes, we'll go first. Serial, thanks for the follow, bud. Control Alt Delete. No, I'm not doing that. Won't do anything. Thanks for playing. Do really appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. If you're you can do edge coding, which is when you're coding for all the ins and outs. But rigid code should be very simple. It's what you want to do. If you're writing something to do something, write it to do that thing, not the other things. If you're writing a piece of script to say, like, read the database, you just want to say, get me object 4 from a database. You don't want to say, don't get me object 1, don't get me object 2, don't get me object 3, don't get me object 5. That's just going to be very computer heavy. Just say, get me the thing and get me that one thing. I know statements from formulas. So this. Well, yeah, you can use if statements. It pretty much is a fancy if statement. But you can do something like let's pull out Godot. It's an easy way to break down what we're looking at. So this is a Pokemon game I'm working on. I say Pokemon game. This is a brand new game I'm working on. We go to global. Where is it? Where's my data file? Right. Yeah. So you can see I've got the creatures here. I'll zoom in a bit for you. So you can see. Can you name something after my real name? Yeah, sure. I can create a trainer, or I can add an NPC with you in, bud. So you can see here. So this is a creature. It's got a name. It's got the front image, the back image, the hit points, and all its stats. So this means that I can just call an object 0, and I've already got all information. I can then just call this database and pull it in. So when we go into battle scene, remember this is very early on. This code needs refactoring, remaking, which I'm starting to do here with states. But like wild monster, so when the battle starts, so battle scene starts. We need to get a monster. Prepare monster details from map. Passes that in. Basically, the map will randomly generate from a list of Pokemon it's got or monsters it's got, the monster in the level, and then when it builds the monster, it just gets everything out. So a nice reusable code makes things easier. Instead of filling up with if statements, so when I'm doing damage, I just want to check, if health is more than true damage, then health is 0, so I don't get to negative health. That's it. So that only if that case satisfied, I need to do that setting. No, it's fine. I think a lot of people get scared by coding because it looks like a load of gobbledygook, and when you're flicking through it, if I'm quickly flicking my eyes at some code, so here's a whole piece of code. When I'm looking at this, it just looks like the colours, words, and it doesn't look very easy to read, but it kind of is. Like this is just saying get the texture. This is the menu is our control object, which is just a menu. Enum's just to set states, and then this is just saying when I push start, open up the menu. It's just lots of words to do it, and then this is saying, and then I set a state, says the menu open. What menu am I open? Actually, this checks that I'm in the overworld, so that you can't open the menu when you're in a battle if you're getting to a trainer. And then it's just like, okay, which option? Okay, is this option? Open the bag. If option 2, open that. It doesn't have to be using stuff like this. Mo appreciate AAA games takes long. AAA games takes long, so they've probably got loads of ins and outs and stuff. What you can do quite easy with dialogue. A dialogue is easy because you don't. Well, unless you're like Undertale, I haven't got any. You can see I'm still learning how to do things, but I could put in a trainer here, and I could go up to it, and it might have a piece of code that says, when interacted with, open up dialog box, and that dialog box will work for every single trainer. Every single character will have inside of it chat to them. Brilliant. That's what we want to see. But what we don't want to, but instead of having to rewrite that trainer over and over again, say this time, what I can say is, this trainer or this character has ID 6, the 6th one I made. Okay, we'll pass in the trainer ID, do the dialogue, and then just call a database which just has a list of everything. So instead of saying if trainer 1, if trainer 2, just so go to box 6, pull out the dialogue, put it in. If you build the engine, if you build the base of your code correctly, everything else is really easy to make. I've just started a new project for work, and this is what we're doing. Actually, what they've got is some really cool scaffolding, which means that code can come in, and they've got done a lot of the heavy lifting. Which means I can just come in and focus on more the intricate bits, more difficult pieces. The colours I understand decently. I've done Jason creating a table. Well, colours vary. Colours is just a way to split it up, but you can change the colours and things. Yeah, I mean, so here's an example with these boxes, but I think they have got a dialogue. I know moves have it. So if you go into the move or items, you see it's got a description, and there's actually a file where all of these are written. So you just have to read them out of there. Right, it is easier in theory. I say in theory, it does make things much simpler to pick up and we are currently right, sorry, someone was just chatting in our Discord. So let's try and do hope doesn't sound stupid. Images sorted just now. These images. So the images for the ROM hack, or my game, pretty much the same concept. Images are a bit more awkward. So I have, they're all in the big, they're all in sort of filed up. Let's search underscore crystal. And this is a bit awkward. But you have a sprite sheet rules. And this is saying, you know, from this directory, get the bitmap. This is the size of that, so it's a 4x4. Then I sort of got to define the name. I've got to define it. But basically, I'm saying, you know, the name of the object relates to object 251. You need to define it so that when you call it knows where to go. And the palette is there. So palette is the colors. This is me just defining everything. And you'll find this will link to a location in your files. Yeah, graphics info, graphics. And yeah, you basically just have to pass a load of things. And then you have this object, which is like, okay, so for Crystal Onyx, got this palette, which is this color. What's the size of it? Does it have any shadows and stuff like this? Aisha, thanks for the like. Astro Toaster. Hey, did you find this like what engine are you using? I'm not using any engines for this. This is actual ROM hacking. So this is Visual Studio Code using Pokemon Decompiled. So I use a program called Pori Maps to edit the maps, and then I use Pori Script and C++ to code and work on the actual sort of behind the scenes. I have been looking at other. Like I said, I've been learning and making my own. I do want to make my own sort of like Pokemon monster matching game. I've been I was playing around with Unreal Engine, playing around with Godot. I've been looking at other things. This is like, you just search Emerald Decomp and you'll find awesome things to do. Hope make the player run without pressing any keys. Auto run. I think I've already got that in. I think we've already got auto run. Let me double check. If not, I can add that. Only damn that's so sick. Yeah. I don't. It makes it a pain adding new characters, which is why I tend to do it all at once. So we go to running. Flag sys speed dash. Yeah, set flag. That's not that. Thanks, Chip. This is PC. You could make it having mobile image you click to move like this. This is not a PC. This is a actual ROM hack. This is like literally a. This is a ROM, a Game Boy Advance. So it's you can play it on emulator on your phone, on a Steam Deck. You can actually put it onto a cartridge if you've got the tools and play it on there. So not really available. If player flags, player underwater. Okay, here we go. So this is what you're saying, Kaiju, you want to be able to run. This script here, if the player is not underwater and B is held down, and flag system, get dash is running disallowed, player direction run, like else walk normally. What we want to do, so you want to say we want to add a flag to be like auto run. So to do that, shouldn't be too difficult. If I'm correct, this is all one big. Yes, that's so. If that, And running is disallowed. And can you get into hot water if you added instance fallout like Vault Suit for your player? What do you mean by getting hot water like suit? I mean, hey Callum, how you doing, bud? If you use it, so I can't sell this. This is because this is a Pokemon game. This uses Pokemon assets. I can't sell this, which is one of the reasons why I've been making my own game. If I use any assets copyrighted by another company, then yes, I could get in legal hot water. So in my other game, if I did drop anything in, yes, I would get in trouble. So all assets would have to be fresh and new, which is why that other game will look entirely will have the same feel, but won't have anything recognizable. In terms of this, you could get in trouble, but at worst they would just say stop it, cut it out. And because I do not sell it, this is not sellable. If anyone's ever trying to sell you a ROM hack, tell them to jog off, because they can't. I can sell my time to make you one, like you can commission me to make one. But I can't sell like the actual final product. That could get me in. Obviously, that's legal trouble. But obviously, if Nintendo want to come in and say stop doing this, Rob, then I would have no choice but to stop doing this. I wouldn't fight it. I would just probably work on. I might download like MonMai and make something myself. Okay. So we're going to do this, and actually, so what we're going to say is, so if the player's running yada yada and flag, but we're going to want to do another one. So instead of when you're holding down B, we want to do a flag get, and we're just going to add a new flag, which is like flag auto run. Yep. So we're basically saying if we're saying we want to automatically run, we can automatically run. So we need to create this flag. So we find an unused flag, because it's better to use the unused ones for now than try and create a new one. So I'll read your message in 2 seconds. I want to use different flags. Daily flags. Oh, so many flags. I'll be able to do that one. System flag. Rather not use a system flag if I can. Unused. Yeah, contest pass doesn't exist. So we'll do flag auto run. You should add a random trainer with melodic in the rain. Oh, you did that. If we could do that, we can add more trainers in. I'm working on hard mode right now, so hard mode trainers are good. So auto run. We now need a way to turn it on. I don't know how to work on settings. If I knew how settings worked, it would make things so much easier. Let's just go to the player's book. So we have flag, hard mode. Oh, it's not an object, because it's flag, hard mode. Yeah, you can see a lot of things are just if calls. I go set it. Set. Like, there it is. I'd love to see a trainer that's Pokemon that uses humans as the Pokemon. That'd be a lot of work. So I'd have to completely create the humans. I create other human scripts and stuff. So this is our notebook. This is currently used just for a couple of settings. Eventually, yeah, you can see to do, improve this and put it into the main menu, load in. So when I'm going to add these to settings, currently don't know how to do that. So we're just going to say, do you want to auto run when you have access to the running views? So what I'm doing here is, this is a message box. So we're saying message box format. Format just means it will fit inside that little square, it automatically loops around. So I don't have to manually do that. And then we're gonna make this message box a yes no. Yes no means it adds yes no to it. Okay. Then we want to do what we're gonna do with that. We're gonna say var result, var being variable. We're gonna take the result of that yes no. If it equals yes, set flag. That new flag we made, which was flag auto run. I believe it was. Yeah, set. That wasn't that. It was auto run with us underline. We can now auto run. And we're gonna go else. So if no, clear flag, turn it off. So we can now auto run. I'm gonna save all my files. That'll go blue. Man, that look too easy. It really is. It is once you know what you're doing. The hard part, the reason why they pay senior developers and need developers big bucks, is because they make it look easy, because they're understanding what's going on. When I first coded, when I was first learning this, I had to refer back to things. Best way to learn is just start doing. Pick up something and start doing it. Even if you're picking up say you want to make a game, you want to make a simple Pokemon Rom Hack. Just go into Little Root Town. So you can say go into Little Root Town, and they'll say I want to add in a new area. So go connections, or just come in, like right click, add a new map. Okay, well, we've got a new map now. Set it up so it connects to the one over here. Start drawing. Open up your get a trainer. Let's add a trainer. Yeah, I've got my trainer in. Drop that in. Open up my code, and just start adding things. Okay, and then so I've got a trainer. What would I want to do? Well, no, I need to then call it new trainer. What do I want this trainer to do? So I'd look at the code, and it says, okay, I can make a message. Put a message box in. I want to format it, and then I can put whatever in. Actually, I want to make this a fight. So you look at the documentation. The documentation says, oh, by the way, you can do trainer battle single. This lets you do a trainer battle. Well, what do I need to know? Oh, I need to have a name for that trainer. Okay, so trainer name. And then you read the code and it says, okay, trainer names, where does that go? Oh, that goes into opponents. So again, you just go through the code and you follow it bit by bit. So it's like, oh, I have to add it in here. Okay, well, I'll add it in here. Eventually, you do that 100 times. You remember how to do it every time. Doesn't take it becomes second nature. You just walk through, do little bits, make one trainer, give that trainer a new Pokemon, add an item in the overworld, whatever. Some what you're doing with your I've been doing it for. I've been coding ROM hacks in this program for over a year. So don't look at where someone else is. Look at where you've been. Look at the first thing you made. If we go into, I've got multiple ROM hacks. If you look at my first ROM hack, a lot of the things are very terrible. This is a massive improvement onto it. And obviously a lot of this stuff I haven't done. You look at the first town I ever created and compare it to the latest town I've created and the newer code, and there's a massive difference in the way they are and the flow of them. Which also we sell at my company and tell people make copies and break it. Exactly. This is why we use GitHub. You can pull a branch and do whatever you like. Why? That's what we say to junior devs. Junior developer goes, why is that code there? Well, let's find out. It's the same as like I love this code because I like playing a lot of board games, and there's a great thing. It's like trying to understand why a rule's there, because you might see a rule and be like, that's kind of boring. That ruins the flow. Play without that rule. If you like playing D&D and you're confused why you might have a limit on certain things or various rules are in place, take out that rule, play with it, and you'll quite realise why it's there. It's probably there to either stop something from becoming too powerful or make something from being too weak. I think best way to learn is to do. I can sit around and read documentation. You're not. And I don't mean do as in like following a guide. Use guides to learn, but I mean like try and come up with your own thing. So like custom area. Here's a custom area, and in here it's got like brand new fully to me. This is how I create a Pokemon battle, like a wild Pokemon. You know, make it make a sound, put a message box. Set a flag so it disappears at the end. Set a wild battle, do the battle. What level is it? All these things. Just do small little things, and eventually you can put. All coding is doing lots of small things together. In your opinion, is it better to do ROM hack or fan game? Personally, I prefer doing ROM hacks because you have a ROM at the end of the day. ROMs feel so much nicer to play. And as someone who travels a lot for work, being able to play them on my phone or on my Steam Deck is invaluable. Whereas if I want to sit on my computer and play a game, I want like a bigger game. Yeah, and ROM hacks and like when we used to stream them, it's inherently slower doing the game maker. Saying this, I am making a fan game. Like, well, I say fan game, I am making a monster catching style of game. But ROM hacking is ROM hacks always just that they just feel better, and especially when you're playing within the limitations of the ROM, it's more technically difficult, but you can end up with a very similar product. Any of my buddies that play Souls games for the first time always learn to do it first. I mean, yeah, Souls games are a great way to learn how to improve. You can always tell someone who likes learning and likes challenges just by watching them play a Souls game, because if they just throw themselves out a wall over and over again or get frustrated, you go through and then you replay and you really see how you've gone. It's not something you can get good at just by like repeating the same mistakes repeatedly. Can you add trainer names trainer who trades you a Geodude? Yeah, we can. Instead of trading a Geodude, why don't you give a Geodude out? Fact, so here's an empty area here. So this is Little Root Port. So south of Little Root, you can come here. Cool little area where you get the saw. The saw is basically so you don't have to use cut anymore. But we can add you in, Tony. So let's add a hiker. When we go into the code, so we go script route 107A event script Tony and Tony lock all. So lock all Sean is release all. These are very useful in the code. I don't know how I do it. Let's zoom in. Do it nicely. Lock means stops the player from inputting. Release means clear out so the player can continue to play. Message box. Are you going to make it like Violet? What do you mean to make it like Violet? Like crap? Because no, I want this to be an enjoyable. Well, this is a sillier game. This is more full of like your ideas. So there's no plan on what we're doing. There's some silly stuff in there. There's some serious stuff in there. No, it's not a 3D game. It's a ROM hack. It will look like this. It'll look like a Game Boy Advance game. And well, I can show you it playing. One of these files are PSG. Version 3. Where's the latest version? There's the latest version. Yeah, so it looks like this. It literally is a ROM hack. No, looks like that. Added NPC Kadabra holding. We've got somewhere where you can get Haunter with an Everstone. We kind of already have that. Plus, people hated it. Skate Banan. So you want to give away a Geodude? Hey, you seen this weird rock that washed up? Here, take it. Yeah, there's that one. There's that lady who gives you one. If I've made a reference to it, based on a comment someone left. We go here. There is this, and this is a gravestone. And if we look at the code, that gravestone, it's a Clefable Memorial. So here lies Clefable. It checks if you have an Everstone. If you give it an Everstone, you fight a Haunter with an Everstone. Basically, you can catch Haunters with Everstones. A Tuft Haunter. I might change it to, what was the name of the lady who did the Haunter trade? Haunter trade girl. Mindy. I'm going to say Mindy. So here lies Mindy. We're literally going to say she's died. Poor unalive. Dan, thank you for the follow, bud. Hope you're doing all right. Good to see you. Okay, so that's now that. But we were looking at this. So we want to go if flag route 107 Geodude given. Basically, I don't want them being given infinite Geodudes. So we're just gonna say, like, you know, if you this is only gonna happen if you haven't done it. If you have already got the Geodude, we'll just be like, did you ever work out what that rock? Okay, I need to create this flag and find another unused flag. Unused. Given. Did you change the catching tutorial or did you keep it the same? It's now a centret. Oh no. Yeah, so you now Wally is given a centret instead. And yes, you're now given a centret. And it's shiny. It's always shiny. To wind people up. That's all we've changed. Just saving a load of things. Fresh. OST on it. Hades is amazing music. Let's just hit and watch the magic happen. Go for it. So Geodude, give that, and then we want to give Mon. Species Geodude. Let's do a Alolan, because why not? So good species. The great thing about coding is it will tell you what you need to add. So we type in the species Geodude. We say what level it is. Level 5. Is it holding an item? Should we give it an item, guys? What do you think? What's that berry that resists ground? Anti-ground berry. Shocker. So let's give it a shocker berry. Item shocker. And then we can say what ball does it come in. So if we want to give it a custom ball, say Pokeball, nature's ability numbers, yada yada yada. That's like we can see a load of stats, like give it decent EVs or IVs or what moves. But we're just going to do that. Give it the basics. You know, once we've done that, we want to set the flag to be like, you know, 107. Copy it. So you can't do it over and over again. And you can now get that. So we just do this. Add it in, and now you can get a Geodude from talking to that guy. We'll have him face up. Add a cave early game that only is Pokemon with Shadow Tag and Arena Trap, so it's pain to travel. You are a bastard, man. How hard it would be to give you a Pokemon what another NPC gives you, but you never get it back. As in, not too hard. I mean, you don't actually have to give the trainer the Pokemon. You can just have it say it gives you the Pokemon and make the sounds. Not hard. An early game. I'm trying to think where would be a good place to do it. Daisy's idea. We could do early game. Maybe we'll do an expansion into here. Because you can get here quite early. So maybe we'll have, like, you can come up here. Imagine walking through Celadon City and a grunt just steals your gift. Exactly, that'd be horrible. So I'm thinking if we'll walk up here. It'll be an early game area. The shadow tag. What Pokemon have Shadow Tag? Is it just Wobbuffet? Because you can get Wobbuffet like super early. Then we want to give it a doorway. Okay, so we've got a new. Let's do it up there. Maybe this leads you to this. We can use it to lead you up here, which is like a late game area. Maybe it connects to this, which will help with the open world vibe we're eventually going to go for. Okay. I need to create a new group. Oh, I've just realised I've not been showing you. Wesleyan, Carrion, thank you very much for the credits. Thank you for the heart. Yeah, so what we can do. Well, so what we've done here, Jay-Z, is you now come up here. Yeah, that's all good. That's not good. Walking on rocks. And we got this new cave. So we want to add that cave in as a thing. Let me just fix my... I need to get a working ring light. But my £5 one broke. Get for buying glass balls, Rob. Bit washed out, aren't I? Screw it. I give up with the light. Just wish my ring was frozen. Hopefully, phone is a spotlight. No, that just makes like I'm doing something illegal. Alright, I give up. Where the script starts, I specifically say where the flag starts. I'm still learning. You mean the script I just wrote? The Geodude one. What do you mean where the flag starts? So this is saying when you call this script, when you speak to that trainer, it checks if the flag is true. Actually, sorry, this should be not true. So if the flag is false, then do this and then set the flag. At a town of broken Pokemon Center doesn't work until you beat the Elite Four gym. I know exactly which town that will be. I'm going to make note of that because I'm going to do that in a later part because we're a long way from doing that town. There is a town I'm working on, but it's like much later on. Where does it specifically triggers when talking to trainer? Oh, that's not under the hood, so we don't have to code that. It's already been. So when you create a trainer, so let's say, I don't know if you can see it on screen, but this guy here, on the right, so about up here, you can see this script object. That's it. So you attach the script to this event. And then when the trainer speaks to it, when you speak to it, it will call that script. Please, I don't understand. I'm just gonna mute that guy, just in case he's saying anything dodgy. I can't be dealing with international comments because I can't read them. I can't moderate it. So he's signing the script to where it actually controls it. Well, the script that does it, I don't know. But yeah, so every object just has a script assigned to it. It has a script assigned to it and a flag assigned to it. That flag basically says if the flag is true, then hide that object. And it's got other things like what type of trainer and stuff. No worries, Sean. Enjoy your housework. So, yeah, so we were working on... Yeah, what I quite like about this is it handles a lot of that heavy work. You don't have to think about setting everything up every time because it's well made by some very clever code. Okay, so I want to make a new group. The group is just is just used for me on the side. It makes it easy for me to see what I'm working with. I might just call this cave systems, just because I'm going to be making a lot of these. And I want to add it my sidebar. Save that. I'll load this project. Broke it. Square brackets. Okay. Save that. Reload this. We now have this. And Jay wanted us to have a let's go to route 116 cave system. Cave. What's your plan for the gym leaders? This is Emerald, so it's normal gym leaders. This isn't a. This is Pokemon VSG. This game is using the base Emerald, and we're just adding in ideas. So a better gym to access. I hate trying to get. So it is the vanilla gyms. I am adding. There is a hard mode, which is obviously makes the game harder. But other than that, it's we're using the original 8 gym leaders plus a few extra. 4 like side. Do we still go up the ski lift up the mountain? Yes. What I'm thinking of doing with the ski lift is adding more events in. So you know there's that luck of sometimes seeing different things as you're climbing up. I found that code. Yeah, this is the problem with my ring light. Probes me. Why, there's only like enough power? Ah, I think it's got a power issue. There we go. That better for you all? There we go. There we go. Oh, I need to move that better. Oh, and what I've done is I've knocked over my Pokemon cards. I've got a pile of Pokemon cards right where I want to put this ring light. That's better. At least I'm the right colours now. You could say it's broken. We could. But Oh my goodness, sorry, I don't know how much of that you missed. The story will say the same. Yeah, sorry for that. The story will say the same. I don't want to do too, at least before the Elite Four. We will make changes and add things here and there. But the bulk of the main story isn't going to change because I've got a ROM hack. I've got my custom ROM hack I've been working on, which is going to have all sorts of like custom things. And Midnight, I am using Pori maps to do the maps. So it's actually a unique tile set. This Rust Earth Tunnel. Yeah, which has got like everything built into it. Should make things so nice. 9 o'clock. Let's create this horrible thing. Jay-Z said, "Yeah, if you look it up, so this works for decomp, a decompiled game. A decompiled game is basically a ROM hack with we've broken down into its pieces. If you don't want to use decomp, there's tools like advanced map and other ones which let you just do hacking nice and easily without having to do the ins and outs, which is really nice. So I need to create a new warp here. That goes to route 116. I just want to find out what tile I need. Here's that one. Yeah, because tiles have a to be able to travel out of it, you need a certain tile will have a metadata. And that metadata value will know if it needs to call a script to leave or not. So let's move you guys over there. Go. So that should now teleport. Yeah, we can now leave. Let's make this obnoxious, as it was described, tunnel. Let's make it very tall and very vertical. So we're going to go 60, make it long. Make it uncomfortable for people to do. We're going to have various height to it. Got quite a few, and this is going to come out to that secret area. Midnight, thank you for the follow. So, long and thin and winding. Remember, this is an obnoxious cave full of trap Pokemon. Maybe we can even... Well, maybe at the end, this is how you get the... what has Shadow Tap? Maybe this is how you get Mega Gengar. I just think this winding will do the trick. And we'll have some, like, cave entrance there. Sick. Progress. Do that. Yo, Aaron, how you doing, bud? Welcome on in. How you been? Add a post-game electric type Shedinja that has air balloon crashes the game when you catch it. Yeah, sure. Just a Pokemon where you just throw Toxic on. I was thinking about just making a bitch of a Pokemon anyway, which has just got like all of those arsehole things. So it is just like a Pokemon which is got no weakness or whatever. I'm good, man. Played a ton of ROM hacks. Cool to see one being made. Brought an RG. Damn, that's a lot for a ROM hack. No, it's good. They're good fun to. I think they're good fun to make. And I do like doing the process. I need to get back to actually making videos on it. But yeah, for now, doing it live and stuff. Like Scarf beats you from Glaze. Yeah, exactly. Just I can make. I think I have actually made. Yeah, I can easily make like a Pokemon that's uncatchable. So we just don't. You can easily make a Pokemon that's not available in the overworld, or like in the wild anywhere. Try and curl that around a bit. Jay-Z, have you got any ideas? Because this is your bastard man cave. So if you've got any ideas for the shape of it, please say, because I'm very much just winging this as I go along. Unlike my other ROM hack, these maps aren't very well like planned out, because this is more of a training. Like this is just me learning on how to do things. So I tend to just go with my gut than actual like plan out what I'm doing. Yeah, Aaron, what ROM hacks have you played? Some cool ones I might have heard of. I need to play some more. They've just dropped a sick update for the Luminescent, so I might do a Luminescent run soon. Make it zigzag, so even the games for that. Yeah, that's what I've sort of done with this, and like having a couple of these points to make it a bitch to climb up. Like a 1x10. Oh, that's I think we won't go 1x1 because that is like horrendous. You do know I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna set this. I have written a Python script to do TikTok plays Pokemon. I will make this TikTok plays Pokemon. This will be the next series, and you guys will have to see if you guys can beat your own creation. You might regret everything you're saying. Okay, so I'm just trying to think on how to curve this, plot this bit up, and this is how we do that. How many hours are you in right now? I dare to think. I started this in January because I got burnt out making my other game. I have got another ROM hack I'm working on, and I got a bit burnt out. I was really struggling with coming up with ideas and keeping it fresh. So I don't know how many weeks that is, but probably put in about around 150, 200 hours maybe. I mean, a lot of the time I'm streaming, I don't actually do much, as you can tell. Like there's less progress than if I sit down and just like code on my own. I'll make a lot more progress than when I'm sort of like doing this with you guys. Not saying I dislike doing it with you guys, it is just a much slower process. Making sure we've got the right tiles there. I'm going to lock this off, and then we're just going to go, lock that off. And we're going to make this boosh. So we've got the difference. You plan on changing the event Pokemon like Faraway Island, making them accessible? They already are accessible. We go to events. This is a truck. Underneath it is the old sea map. The old sea map gives you access to Mew. This dive point is new, and that takes you to here. If you go up here, you end up in here. So that is how you get to the bottom of Naval Rock and get Lugia. We also have, if we go back to like Route 100, 130 something. We also have here, currently inaccessible, but this will be how you access this is how you get to like normal Naval Rock. This is how you access Ho-Oh. We also have created the moon. Unfinished, but yeah, the moon here. And this is where you access the Oxys. So we're slowly working on it. I think that's the big three, isn't it? Faraway Island, Birth Island, Naval Rock. Mirage Island is also just accessible from here. Needs some work, but yeah, you can get to Mirage Island. You have to, yes, you can access our Discord server. There's a profile. There's a link in our profile where I do updates and stuff. Yeah, so South Island is the one I still need to do. But I'm going to tie that. I've got an idea of tying that. Yeah, join our Discord. I'm mostly posting about the other game I'm working on. Like I'm actually making a game, commercial game. I think it'll be quite fun. But yeah, so that all the way down. Yeah, you can join it and join in with the nonsense. And I try and keep up to date. There is, I need to do some updates to things, but you can play the demo of this game. I do try and show playable versions of this relatively frequently. Keyword relatively. You can't see that, so that really doesn't matter. Put that there. Make it look good. There we go. So corner. Pop that one. Throw that one in. We're good. We are getting there. That'd be good to see you on there, though. We have got quite 100 people on there now. It's slowly exploding with people joining, which is nice, seeing as when we used to just do streaming and stuff, we didn't sit with too many people on that. I'm going to bring this down just so that this whole area is not accessible, because I don't want to faff with that. This is a very disorientating tile set. Not my favourite one to work with. And in the corners, pretty much there. As Gold's post-game final boss, because he hasn't appeared, it got even better. So there's a couple of things we're working on. Ethelberg, Town. Okay. So we've added Reading. We've added in Faulkner. We've added in Leaf. And I've added in Cynthia, but she doesn't look good yet. So they're all going to be chasing you around the map. On top of that, if we go all the way to the easternmost island, we've added this new island. In here, you can find a late game red, which is really tough to fight. And as you can see, this was Evergrande City. So this is the current state of Evergrande City. Most notable is this path here. That path is going to lead to the through Evergrande City. A lot of people said Evergrande City isn't very grand. It's not a city. So we're going to make it a city. And to this is going to have, there's going to be a real late post game area, like post Elite 4 rematch or something. I don't know, but here you're going to be able to fight Red, Steven, Cynthia, Leon, Hop, all of the protagonists, Gold, and it's going to be like, I'm going to add like trainers, like you guys as trainers and whatnot in there, and it's going to be absolutely brutal. Best thing to do in Evergrande City is leave it. It won't be anymore. Well, you might want to leave after you've lost 15 times. It's going to be a place where it doesn't matter if you're on hard mode. It doesn't matter if you're on easy mode, normal mode even. It's going to tear you apart. It is designed to hurt. Hey, welcome back, Sean. Good to see you, bud. So we're just working on Jay-Z's idea of just fisting the player when they come into this place by accident. Boom, 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 boom. 2, 3, 4. How's that for a horrendous map for you? I'm going to do that. Make a bit more sense. So it is a bit more visible. Sorry to ask, but what is the spelling of this? Sorry, is it Corey? No, it's Pori. Pori map. If you do it. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop into our Discord, and I'm happy to assist you with them. Did you hand make the sprites, mate? I don't make sprites. I am not an artist. I made. I traced that one from Rusty, but these sprites, all the custom sprites, are done by one of our viewers. Really awesome, I think Australian lad, does artwork. And he's made these for me, and any art I need, he assists me, and it's so awesome. There's also other viewers who make it. Basically, the artwork is not made by me; it's made by very talented viewers in the community. It's not something I'm capable of doing. I can code, I can do tech, cannot draw. Like I think I can make maps. Like I don't know. So this is a custom map I've made, and if we look at some of the custom maps I've made, you know, I like to think they feel good. We go to view, we can see. Okay, this is what the viewer sees, the player sees and stuff. So, you know, I think I can make reasonably engaging maps, pretty enough to, you know, if player want to play and stuff. Oh dear. But I can do techie stuff, but don't expect me to do fancy artwork. It's not a thing. What I need to do is add Whitney crying behind a building because everyone hates her and I'm tank. I'm going to add. I want to add all the trainers from many different games. The Gen 4 ones, or Gen 2 remake, Gen 4 are really easy because it's very easy to port over their sprites from other games. They do look a bit weird, but it's easy to do. What about there? Warp. That's going to head to there. So Jay-Z, this is your map. Yeah, I'm giving you the blame for this. What do you think of it? You got any more suggestions? Great. You wanted to make it a bit awkward to traverse. I'm going to throw a couple of painful rock formations. I'm thinking a long, something like that. I want suffering. Cave of pain and suffering. Okay. Still need to add it in the collision. So let's do the encounters next. So what I'm thinking, you can actually enter this game really early. What I might do, for just to make things slightly easier, is I might put a trainer blocking it, just so you get an idea of the level you need to come in, because it's going to be a tougher level. But or we can just have it open. Maybe there's a trainer who runs out and like, don't go in there. It's a horrible time. It took me hours to get out. I'm thinking. Okay. Actually, I've got an idea. I'm just trying to think because it'd be very annoying to come in here early and then sort of like be completely screwed. So we're gonna make it tough. Like they get a bit of a buffer zone, and plus, I don't want people going up here too early and accessing where it's going to lead to. That's going to be an arse sake. So what I'm going to do is add a little buffer zone. So this is going to be the full zone, the main area. Actually leads out. No, it's going to feel wrong. We'll leave it as it is. Screw it. There we go. I just need to fix those tiles because I changed my mind. This is why I like making things through code instead of other things, because if you change your mind, it's so easy just to fix things up. What level does Pokemon appear at? This is the question. So obviously you can access. You said it's an early game area, so you can access it before you even meet the first gym. So what I'm thinking we do is we add in this person. What I'm going to do is add this guy in, and they're going to be like him a hiker, or let's make him a ball trainer. I think that's man 4, man 3. We're going to add a trigger point. Trigger is basically something that runs out. So if you haven't set a variable, when a variable isn't set, run out, we need to find a good variable to use. Whether there's one we can use from earlier, or just make a new one. I think we're reasonably short on stuff. Black belt status, Raspberry Fisherman. We're gonna have to make some more. Bar. Hellhole. Bar, hellhole state. So in this trigger, when the hellhole state is 0, this script's gonna run. Right. So we'll do that script in a minute. I want this to come out in somewhere up here. Not that one, not that one. Right volcano base. Here we go. But I want it to come out. It's going to come out here. And I'll probably make it go better later. This is the river map. So that goes to Route 116. Cave system. Destination Walk 1. River map. So these connect together now. Wild Pokemon. Add these in. Land Mons. You basically want Wobbuffets, don't you? Oop. Wobbuffet. We'll add every stat as Wobbuffet. And I think we'll have them at like between level 20 and level 40. Pretty much Mirage Island, although we're going to change Mirage Islands. We're going to put the encounter rate up to like 50, which is really high, like really, really high. By putting it to 40, it means you need to have reasonably high level Pokemon to even use Repel. It's pretty bland, but that'll do for now. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Throw in some decorative stuff. We can add some like balls and items into this later, which could be quite fun. Add some rocks and what later. Okay, so that's that. Then we want to script this person. And this is just going to be a warning. Bloody stupid thing. And the NPC says that will reward them if they get through the cave, but we'll just put, yeah, we can do that. So we'll have this as UJ. I can pop up later. So we're gonna have apply movement J arrives. So that's the ID is number 33 and it moves. I'm going to wait movement 33. Scripts. Right, so we're going to have a movement script. What engine am I using? I'm using Poi maps. So Poi maps handle my map making, and then I use Poi scripts and C++ behind it. It's not an engine itself. It's just a couple of. It's just a program and Visual Studio Code I use. Harbor. Using with Pokemon decompiled. So I'm actually working on decompiled code instead of like an actual engine. How you would normally use like Godot or Unity or something. So it's slightly different. C# main. Fair enough. I'm Java. I'm a Java developer, but I've been using Scala for my new roles. I've been doing that. C++. I mean, not. I have never done C++. I only do C++ with this. It's accessible. Like if I can do it, you guys can do it. You don't need to know C++. You don't, Storm, thanks for the follow. You don't. I mean, this isn't C++. This is Poi script, which just allows for the scripting language. The stuff behind, you don't need to touch the stuff behind it. That's only if you want to do like, if you want to change more main things. So what I'm doing here is just changing the making the actor move. So what I'm doing here is, when you stand on this key, this trigger point, this player is going to run over to you, say some stuff. You'll walk backwards, and they'll run away. I've got to do all this awkward movement for that, and then disappear. And when you find them later, they'll probably be like crying in a corner here. I don't do that. I mean, that's really easy to do. So it's like, this is what I've been writing. So we say like, when they arrive here, the movement's going to happen, and that movement is, what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to move left, walk, fast, left. How many times did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wanted to make a hack when I was 9, but stopped because it was way too much. When I was in about like 12, 13, I used to make use binary hacking, and I mostly made the maps, and the scripting was much more difficult. But that's just my wife messaging me on WhatsApp if you hear that. Okay, so that script will just make this guy move left 7 times. So we're saying apply that movement to this character, number 33, use that guy there, and wait until he finishes. We're then going to be like, I just came from that cave back there. It was hell. Even though I've beaten Norman and got his badge, I still struggled to get halfway. It's really tough. This is done in VS Code. Yeah, I use VS Code to code with just because it's lightweight for something like this. I don't need much fancy stuff. But the maps are done in... I don't use coding for the maps. I use Poi maps for that. It says normal instead of Norman. So it does. I am horrendous at typing. This is why I don't tend to do this stuff. But thanks for noticing that. Appreciate it. Okay, so we got that. Okay, so then when they come over to you, we then want to say, like you said, well, maybe they've lost something in there. I need to pick up game dev again. You spell cave instead of came. I just came from that cave. There we go. I need to pick. I mean, this isn't like proper game dev. I've been trying to learn game dev development, but like it's there's a lot to it. I'd love to sit down and just spend like a couple of years making my own Monster Hunter game with like unique monsters and a complete new story and stuff. Just can't afford to. I would need like I don't have the time to do much stuff outside of work. Just have a lot of motivations. Sammy, thanks for the like. This is it. Like I've been playing around with like Godot and Unreal Engine. It's like it's great fun, but I really need to really sit down and learn the ins and outs. But I can't do that because it's like it takes all my time away. And if I was going to spend like 8 hours a day and I did it full time, that's fine. Like I could probably build a playable game within a couple of years. Like imagine what I could do with this if I had like full time. But just trying to find the time into that is so difficult when work wants to do everything. So exactly. I'm running an 8 hours a day job. Trying to do everything in between is impossible. So we'll say I lost something in there. If you manage to find it, I will return the favor. There we go. So, we'll hide something in there for him to give. Now we need to move the player out the way and do all this hokey pokey. I think it's like obj. For player obj. Event player, ID player, that's it. Once I finish work, I don't want to code. I mean, I quite like... well, I've been a solution architect for the last 2-3 years, so I haven't actually been doing much hands-on coding at work. I've just started a new role as a development lead for a project, so move. So maybe when I'm actually... so maybe when I've actually done that, I might not want to code so much in the evenings. 306, move away. So we want movement. I'm going to move the player out of the way. Yeah, no, I get that. I've been currently learning Scala for work. And it's like, I've been doing all the training to learn Scala. And then learning Godot or Unreal Engine or something. It's like, I'm bored of watching things. But with the development lead, I spend a lot less time coding at the moment than I... Like my thing just died. But a lot less time coding than I do in like meetings and stuff. So I still have somewhat excitement doing coding and building something. I think that's why I do. That's why I stream it and make the video, or try to make the videos on it, so that I've actually got some progress in. Hey, I got something because someone so divided with capital letter instead of lowercase. Yeah, this is why I use something like IntelliJ, because it handles it for you. And if you can really just, if something's not calling, first thing you do is Control Shift F it, look and see if it's being used. If it's not being used, it might be a. It's the number of times we've done that. Like I spent, one of my devs spent like a couple hours trying to find an issue, and I looked at it, and the first thing I saw was missing semicolon. Like you can get used to it, but there's little tricks you can do, like just checking it's being called and stuff. And that's what doing like Control click in IntelliJ lets you dig through things. So you can check it's like going through and to where you expect it. That's good. Write your middle test, Mike. Oh, this bloody thing. Unit tests suck, but they're worth it. They're so worth it. Jump back. Walk left. Face right. So that'll move the player from the T behind. And then we'll just do wait movement. Obj, event ID player. Yeah, I need to start learning unit testing Scala soon. Users wondering when I hate it. Yeah, when I do personal projects, TDD goes out the window. TDD in an enterprise object when you're being paid, it sucks, but you need it, and it makes everything so much easier, because the reason we do it is that we can easily sort of do things and be like, yeah, it works. We have proof of it. We can easily go through and say, okay, this this unit test has failed. We don't have to debug the entire bloody thing. It took me a while to get my head around it, but once you get it, I love it. I love it. Loved it. There is technically testing for this, but like my testing for this game is throwing it to you guys to test and give me all the issues. Okay, so now I got to go. So we got to go walk faster left. So he goes left, and he goes down 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Walk fast down. Oh, I want to do faster. That faster is what the boat does, where it just like 1, 2, right. Walk fast right. Not gonna lie to you, green flag pops are locally people. Oh, when your Jenkins, when you spent a day and like you push something and all your Jenkins comes up red and you're sat there like builds are failing, unit tests are failing, functional tests, it all works locally. Yox, thank you for the follow. And then when it finally goes all green after like far too long calling about, just the best, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a load because he goes out of screen. Doesn't matter if he technically walks on. Oh, I'm gonna give up with this camera in a minute. Been an arsehole. Boosh boosh. Harbour, thanks for the follow, bud. Remember, so I'm about to go. I'm just finishing this and then I'll be off. Do remember we do have a Discord. Feel free to drop our Discord, ask questions, get support, see live updates of this and the other game I'm working on. And just, I'm trying to turn it into a community where we can sit and chat, but you can also download the game there and play it. Yeah, so that does that one there. Set var. Actually, I'm going to move them there so you can find them later. That's another 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to give up. I'm going to go up my camera. You're going to see me sat in the dark because I need to get a better camera. Cool. This is floppy programming. You're right. It's very hard to do clean code when you're sat watching, when you're sat talking to people at the same time. So he goes from there to there, it goes around there, and it comes down to here, and then there, which is fine. Var. What was the var name? It was hellhole state to 1, so he doesn't appear again. Brilliant. I need to apply that code onto this. He's moved. Bug with that. We'll just set a little script for him so we do see him. He's like, yo, script. Route 116. JZ. All release all message box. Format. Hey, did you find what I lost? So I'll have to finish it off JZ another time and we'll get the everything else working. I will hide the item and stuff, but there we go. The hellhole has been created. This absolutely atrocious place. I hope you're proud of yourself. We'll hide some items in here. Maybe we'll have a little girl lost or terrified in there. But right, I now have to go. What are you using for this? I'm using Pori maps for the maps, and then just Visual Studio Code with Pori scripts and Emerald Decomp, the actual like game coding and stuff. Lewis, thanks for the follow, but I need to go now. So thanks all for following and joining in. Don't forget you can join our Discord if you want to watch us. You want to keep up to date with things. Our Discord is just in the profile.